Hello, and welcome back to EnglishStoryHub. I am glad you are here with me today. In this masterclass, we focus on something very important: building your English fluency in a natural and relaxed way. Many learners know basic words. Many can make simple sentences. But fluency is different. Fluency means your ideas move smoothly. Your words connect like real conversation. And you speak with more confidence, even in everyday situations. Today, we will work on listening, speaking, and also thinking in English. Thinking is important because fluent speakers do not only repeat sentences, they organize ideas in English, step by step. We will use slow and clear English, perfect for A2, B1 learners who want to grow into more confident speakers. You will learn small patterns that sound natural, phrases you can use right away, and vocabulary explained in simple English. When you hear a new word, I give a quick meaning inside the sentence, so you understand without stopping the flow. The goal is simple: help you speak more smoothly, with more detail and more comfort. Take a moment to relax. Breathe slowly. Get comfortable. This lesson is not a race. It is not about memorizing long lists of words. It is about real English, daily English, the kind you can use with friends, coworkers, or anyone you meet. When you learn English at the intermediate level, the real challenge is not understanding single words. The real challenge is moving from short, simple phrases to more natural and connected speech. Many learners can say, "I am fine," or "I am tired," or "I studied yesterday." These answers are correct, but they do not sound fluent. Fluent speakers add small details, small reasons, small feelings. These details make the sentence longer, clearer, and more natural. Let us start with a simple situation. Imagine it is morning, and someone asks you, "How is your morning going?" A beginner might answer with only one word: good. But at the B1 level, you can expand it. You can say, "It is going well. I woke up early today and I had some coffee, so I feel awake." The word awake means you are not sleepy anymore. This answer is still easy, but it flows more like a real conversation. Try another version. Maybe your morning is busy. You can say, "It has been a little busy. I answered some emails and got ready quickly, so I feel a bit tired." The phrase "a bit tired" means you feel a little tired, not too much, just a small amount. These longer answers do not use difficult grammar. They simply add more information. That is the key to fluency: small details that make your speech sound natural. Now let us look at another common question. What did you do yesterday? Many learners answer with only one short sentence, something like, "I studied," or "I worked." These answers are okay, but they stop too quickly. To sound more fluent, you simply add one or two details. Even small details make a big difference. Here is an example. Instead of saying, "I studied," you can say, "I studied English for a while, and then I watched a short video to relax." The phrase "for a while" means for some time, not long, not short, just some time. This small phrase makes your sentence feel more complete. Or maybe your day was calm. You can say, "I had a quiet day. I stayed at home, read a few pages of a book, and cooked something simple for dinner." The word "quiet" here means peaceful, with no noise, nothing stressful. Again, the grammar is simple, but the detail makes the sentence feel natural. When you answer like this, you help the listener understand your day more clearly. Your words create a picture. And when your words create a picture, your speaking starts to sound fluent. Let us try one more everyday question. What would you like to drink? A beginner might answer with only one word, something like coffee or tea. It is correct, but it does not feel complete. When you want to sound more fluent, you can add a small reason, a small preference, or a small detail about how you like your drink. Here is a simple expanded answer. "I would like a hot coffee because it helps me feel awake in the morning." The phrase "helps me feel awake" means it gives you energy and makes you more alert. This tiny explanation makes your answer sound more alive. You can also say, "I would like an iced tea today. I want something cool and light because the weather is warm. The word light here means not heavy, not strong, just easy to drink. Again, the idea is simple, but the details make the speaking more natural. Or imagine you want something different. You can say, I think I want a hot chocolate. It sounds comforting. The word comforting means it makes you feel warm, calm, or relaxed. Small feelings like this help your English sound more fluent and human. As you can see, fluency does not mean big grammar. It means small pieces of information that make your answer smooth and complete. When you practice these simple questions about your morning, your day, or your drink, you are building an important skill, expanding your answers. But fluency is not only about describing your routine. Fluency also comes from expressing your thoughts and your opinions. Before we move into opinions, let us stay in the cafe for one more moment, so you can see how small details create smooth, natural English. Imagine you are in a quiet cafe. The server asks, "What would you like to drink?" Instead of saying only, "Tea, please," you can say, "I would like a cup of green tea, please, with no sugar." The phrase "with no sugar" is a tiny detail, but it makes your answer complete and polite. You can also say, "I will have a cappuccino, please, with a little extra milk if possible." The phrase "extra milk" means more milk than usual. The sentence is still simple, but it sounds more natural, more like everyday English. Now think about your favorite drink. Try to build one full sentence. Include the drink, a small detail, maybe a short reason. You can add "because it helps me relax," or "because I need some energy." These little pieces are the building blocks of fluency. After practicing personal answers, we move to a higher level, talking about what you think. At the B1 level, you do not only answer questions, you share your ideas clearly. This is an important step because it helps you feel like you are truly having a conversation in English, not just giving short replies. A classic question is, what do you think about learning English every day? A basic learner might say, "It is good." The answer is correct, but it does not tell the listener anything extra. A more fluent version is, "I think learning English every day is very helpful because it keeps the language fresh in my mind and gives me more confidence when I speak." The phrase "keeps the language fresh in my mind" means you do not forget it easily. The phrase "gives me more confidence" means it helps you feel braver when speaking. You might also hear this question: what do you think about learning English with videos like this? Instead of saying only, "I like it," you can say, "I believe learning English with videos is very effective because I can listen to natural speech, practice repeating, and learn at my own speed." The word effective means something works well. The phrase "at my own speed" means you learn at the pace that feels right for you, not too fast and not too slow. These patterns, I think because, and I believe because, are very important for fluency at the A2, B1, and B1, B2 level. You can use the same structure for almost any topic: learning, work, your city, your hobbies, your favorite activities. You only change the idea inside the sentence, but the pattern stays the same. Now you can choose something simple from your daily life, maybe learning English, taking a walk, cooking, or watching movies, and try to say, "I think is good for me because," or "I believe helps me." Your sentence does not need to be perfect. A short reason after "because" is already a strong step toward fluency. Now that you understand how to share opinions, let us move into another powerful skill, talking about your plans. Plans are a big part of fluent English because they help you connect past, present, and future. When you talk about plans, you show the listener that you can organize your ideas, and this is a key step toward real fluency. A basic learner might answer a question about the weekend with only one short phrase, like "I will rest" or "I will meet friends." But at the B1 level, you can add small details that paint a picture in the listener's mind. For example, instead of saying only "I will rest," you can say, "I will rest this weekend. I want a slow morning, maybe some music, and a little time to recharge." The word recharge means to get your energy back, like charging a phone. If you plan to meet friends, you can say, I will meet my friends on Saturday. We might have lunch together and then take a walk around the city. The phrase might have lunch shows that you are not sure yet, but it is possible. This makes your English sound gentle and natural. You can also talk about plans that are simple but specific. For example, I want to clean my room, do some laundry, and watch a movie at night. The word laundry means washing your clothes. Again, these are small pieces of information, but they make your speaking feel more complete. Talking about plans is not only about what you will do. You can also add how you feel about those plans. For example, I plan to cook dinner for my family tonight, and I feel excited because I want to try a new recipe. The word recipe means instructions for cooking something. When you add a feeling, the sentence becomes more natural and more personal. Now think about your own weekend or your next free day. Try to create one full sentence with a plan, a detail, and a small feeling. It could be something simple, like I will go for a walk because it helps me clear my mind, or I want to read a book tonight because it makes me feel calm. Small ideas like these build strong fluency. Another part of fluency is learning how to describe small stories from your daily life. These stories do not need to be long. They do not need big vocabulary. They only need simple details, clear order, and natural feelings. When you tell a small story, you show that you can move through time. What happened first, what happened next, and how it made you feel. Let us start with something common, a quiet moment in your day. A beginner might say, I relaxed yesterday. But you can expand this into a short story. For example, yesterday, I had a quiet moment in the afternoon. I made some tea, sat near the window, and listened to soft music. It helped me feel calm. The phrase soft music means music that is gentle and not loud. This small story uses simple words, but it feels warm and complete. You can also describe something funny or unexpected. Instead of saying, something funny happened, you can say, something funny happened at the bus stop today. A little dog kept running in circles, and everyone started laughing. It made my morning feel lighter. The phrase, running in circles, creates a picture in the listener's mind. The phrase, feel lighter, means your mood becomes happier or less heavy. Even a small problem can be a simple story. You can say, this morning I dropped my keys and they slid under the couch. I had to move the whole couch to find them, and it took longer than I expected. The phrase longer than I expected means it took more time than you thought. These short stories help your speaking feel natural because they connect actions, time, and feelings. They also help you practice useful verbs like dropped, found, made, helped, moved, took, and many more. Now think of something small from your day, maybe a moment at home, at work, on the bus, or in the kitchen. Try to build a tiny story with 3 simple steps. What happened first, what happened next, and how you felt. Even a soft detail, like it made me smile, is enough to make your story feel alive. Now let us move to another important part of fluency, describing people and places in a simple, natural way. When you describe something clearly, even with easy vocabulary, your English becomes more flexible. You can talk about your friends, your family, your city, or even a room in your home. These descriptions help listeners imagine what you see, and that is a key element of fluent speaking. Let us start with describing a person. A basic learner might say, my friend is nice. That is correct, but very short. You can expand it into something like, my friend is very kind. She always listens carefully when I talk, and she gives honest advice. The phrase honest advice means advice that is true and helpful. With only 2 extra details, your sentence becomes warmer and clearer. Here is another example. My brother is funny. You can expand it to, my brother is really funny. He tells jokes all the time, and he makes everyone around him laugh. The phrase all the time means very often. The detail makes everyone laugh, brings the picture to life. You can also describe places. A beginner might say, my city is big. But you can say, my city is big, and it is full of energy. there are many cafes, bright lights at night, and people walking everywhere. The phrase full of energy means the place feels active and lively. If your city is quiet, you can say, I live in a quiet town. The streets are calm, the air feels fresh, and people know each other. The phrase air feels fresh helps listeners imagine the feeling of the place. You can describe smaller locations too. For example, my room is small, but it feels comfortable. I have a soft blanket, a warm lamp, and a window that brings in morning light. The phrase morning light gives a peaceful picture. These small descriptions strengthen your speaking because they teach you how to add color, emotion, and detail without difficult grammar. Describing people and places is a simple way to upgrade any conversation. Now, think of one person or one place in your life. Try to make one short sentence and one detail. Put them together, and you already have a fluent description. Something like, my friend is helpful and she always supports me, or my room is simple but it makes me feel calm. Another key part of fluency is learning how to express your preferences, the things you like, the things you do not like, and the reasons behind them. Preferences make your English sound personal. They show your personality, and they allow the listener to understand you better. Even simple preferences can sound fluent if you add a small detail. Let us begin with something easy, food. A basic learner might say, I like pasta. But you can expand it and say, I like pasta, especially when it is warm and creamy. It feels comforting after a long day. The phrase feels comforting means it makes you feel relaxed or safe. This simple detail creates a picture. If you do not like something, you can say, I do not like spicy food because it is too strong for me. The phrase too strong for me means the flavor is more intense than you enjoy. You can add a gentle reason to make the sentence smooth. You can also express preferences about activities. Instead of saying, I like walking, you can say, I like walking in the evening because the air feels cool and the streets are quiet. The phrase, the air feels cool, gives a soft, peaceful image. Or maybe you prefer something indoors. You can say, I prefer reading at night because it helps my mind slow down. The phrase slow down means to relax and reduce stress. Preferences can also describe how you like to learn. For example, I prefer learning English with audio because I can listen while I do other things. The phrase, while I do other things, means you can multitask, you can learn and move at the same time. And if you want to express a stronger opinion, you can say, I really enjoy learning English with stories because stories help me remember new words more easily. The phrase more easily shows that something becomes simpler for you. The pattern is clear. I like because. I do not like because. I prefer because. With just one small reason, your English becomes smoother and more fluent. Now think of something you like today, a food, an activity, a music style, or even a type of weather. Try to say one short preference and one simple reason. It might be something like, I like warm soup because it makes me feel cozy, or I prefer quiet mornings because they help me focus. Another important fluency skill at the intermediate level is learning how to describe your thoughts clearly, even when the idea is simple. Many learners think they need advanced words, but in reality, they just need small phrases that guide the listener. Let's talk about making small decisions during your day. A basic learner might say, I went to the store. But you can make it more natural by adding a gentle explanation. I went to the store because I wanted something light for dinner. The phrase something light means something easy to eat, not heavy. It sounds warm and conversational. Or you can talk about how you chose something. For example, I picked a salad because it felt like a healthy option today. The phrase felt like is very common and softens your sentence. It shows your decision was simple and personal. You can also talk about how you organize your time, which is very natural in daily conversations. Instead of saying, I studied, you might say, I studied for about 20 minutes, and I chose a quiet corner so I could focus better. The phrase, so I could focus better, gives your sentence purpose. It explains your intention without heavy grammar. Another idea is to describe your surroundings while doing something. For example, I worked in a small cafe this afternoon, and the soft music made it easier to stay calm. That sentence is still simple, but it feels rich because it includes a detail about the environment. Let's talk about anticipation, a feeling we all experience. You can say, I was looking forward to relaxing in the evening, so I tried to finish my tasks early. The phrase looking forward to means you feel happy about something that will happen soon. Or you can say, I knew I had a busy day ahead, so I gave myself a few quiet minutes in the morning. These small expressions help you sound more natural. Even describing your reaction to the day helps build fluency. For example, the day moved faster than I expected, and by the afternoon I felt more productive than usual. Or, it was a slow day, but that slow pace helped me recharge. These small additions, feelings, reasons, expectations, surroundings, are the tools that turn basic English into fluent English at the intermediate level. Another helpful skill at the intermediate level is learning how to explain small experiences with a sense of clarity, even if the moment is simple. This turns everyday situations into natural English practice. For example, think about a short conversation you had today. Instead of saying, I talked to my friend, you can expand it slightly. I talked to my friend for a few minutes, and the conversation helped me feel more relaxed. The phrase, help me feel more relaxed, adds emotion without making the sentence difficult. You can also speak about something you learned or noticed during the day. For example, I realized today that I learn better when I study in short sessions. The word realized means you suddenly understood something. Or you might say, I noticed that my listening improves when I slow down and pay attention to the rhythm of each sentence. The phrase pay attention to is common and natural, perfect for B1 practice. Let's also look at setting intentions, which is another strong fluency skill. You can say, I want to improve my speaking, so I try to talk to myself in English during small moments of the day. Or, I plan to read more English stories because they help me see vocabulary in real situations. These small commitment phrases, I want to, I plan to, I hope to, make you sound more fluent and confident. And finally, let's think about how you end your day. A basic learner might say, I went to bed. You can make it more natural by adding a gentle detail. I went to bed early because my body needed extra rest. Or, I ended my day with a short walk, and the quiet evening air helped me let go of stress. These small reflections make your English sound balanced and expressive. As you keep practicing, remember this simple truth. Fluency grows from everyday moments, not only from big lessons. Each time you add one feeling, one detail, or one small explanation, your English becomes smoother and more natural. Thank you for spending this time with me. Every minute you listen, repeat, or reflect helps you build real fluency. Keep practicing a little every day, keep speaking out loud, and keep believing in your ability to grow. Your English doesn't need to be perfect. It only needs to keep moving forward, step by step. I'm glad you joined this session. I'll see you in the next episode of English Story Hub.